Welcome back to the comedy recycling theory of the entire known universe. I'd like to thank CERN for giving a $9 billion gift to the comedy recycling theory to prove it out. Again, it's unintentional on their part. They weren't planning on doing that. But since the comedy recycling theory says that the Big Bang hypothesis is entirely a fake, a fiction, a fairy tale, a fantasy, that I expect there won't be very many unique and original scientific breakthroughs coming from that, at least not as far as supporting the Big Bang theory. Here at the Comedy Recycling Theory, we'd like to thank CERN over in Europe for giving a $9 billion gift to the comedy recycling theory to prove it out. Again, it's not intentional on their part, but the fact is that since they're doing it anyway, we'll take it. One of the things about the Big Bang hypothesis is the comedy recycling theory says that that's like a fake, a fiction, a fabricated event, fairy tale, fantasy, any of those might apply. So that if you put 6,000 scientists working on it, and even if you spend $9 billion to prove a fairy tale, you're not going to get very much in the way of legitimate scientific data from it, at least as far as proving the Big Bang theory or unique and new insights into the Big Bang theory. However, one of the most interesting things is, from the comedy recycling theory point of view, the comedy recycling theory claims that the X-black hole phenomenon, such as nova, supernova, quasars, Seyfert galaxies, and gamma-ray bursts, are all caused by releasing a very concentrated concentration of protons that come from inside the black hole and are freed during those different events. And one of the things that they're doing at CERN happens to be concentrating protons in a very similar manner to what the protons would be concentrated coming out of a black hole, so that when they lose their confinement and the protons leak out and damage everything, gets scientists a lot closer to the actual comedy recycling theory hypothesis. And instead of throwing the data away when that happens, they could take it and keep the data and learn from it, because the comedy recycling theory says that they're actually a lot closer to figuring out what a supernova remnant or a nova remnant would be like, but it's unintentional. They don't know it, so they're not looking for it. However, the fact that it's there, and they're spending $9 billion basically to prove out the comedy recycling theory, but they don't know that they're doing it. So we'd like to thank them for doing that, and if they do happen to get those results, I would encourage the scientists there, don't throw the results away, but learn from them, because you're actually a lot closer to what the universe is really like, even though you don't know it, you don't think so, and you're not looking for it. But that's a unique little comedy recycling theory gift to CERN for the $9 billion you're spending for us. That certainly, if we had asked very, very nicely, will you please spend $9 billion to prove the comedy recycling theory, and have 6,000 scientists concentrating on it, it's very likely we'd get a polite reply. However, the fact that they're doing it anyway, and they've got all this data, I will be more than happy to accept it in terms of the comedy recycling theory, and let them garner something from it, maybe useful, and maybe something that they're not looking for. They don't know that they're looking for it, but the data's there. Instead of just throwing it out, hey, how about using it, look for it, see if you can learn something from it, because you're actually finding what you're looking for, but you don't know that you're looking for it. And this is the author here from the comedy recycling theory. We'll have you take a look at the comedy recycling theory, www.cr-theory.org.